everyone, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we're going to be going over my October edit. I was able to focus on a lot of home stuff this month, as well as just kind of get everything reorganized before Q4 holiday campaigns. First up, I'd like to chat about some Aritzia pieces, and the first one that I want to mention is this blazer. I love to shop Aritzia, especially in the fall and winter. They have so many great essentials and basics, and I have tons of Aritzia pieces that I've had for years, but this season in particular, I feel like they have been churning out some really amazing things. The one that I have on right now is a little bit more sculpting around the waist, which can be super flattering, especially for balancing outfits with the next item that I'm going to talk about. I've been posting a lot of looks for them, and so there's a couple on my LTK that I'll link down below. Heavy hitters for Aritzia are probably the blazer and the oats knit. What I love about the oats knit is that it is an amazing staple for the fall and winter because it's thin, but it's warm enough, and it also comes with thumb holes. And it's just a great layering piece. You could wear it with your chunkier sweaters, with cardigans, blazer that's a little bit more fitting. You can wear it under a coat. It's super versatile, and I think you can get a lot of use out of a piece like this. And then I actually paired this with the horseshoe jeans. And that is the next item that I would like to talk about for the fashion category. The horseshoe jean is the cousin of a barrel jean. The barrel jean feels a little bit more curved in the middle, I think. And then the horseshoe comes out a little bit more below the knee. And I've seen it online, and I just never knew how this trend was going to go for me. I finally gave it a shot and fell in love with them. What I recommend about these is that you ignore the number and just go with the size that you think looks best on you, because there are times when if you go with your usual size, it could come a little bit too cropped, and I've gone up like 2 sizes for some of these styles. I am able to wear heat tech or leggings or tights underneath. Citizens tend to be a part of certain sales and promo codes, so I will link a couple down below. They also come in several different washes and silhouettes. Some have frayed bottoms, some don't, but I highly recommend you try them on and see how the style works out for you. Gap also does a very similar style. I haven't personally tried them on, but if you are looking for something at a different price point, these look very similar. Last but not least for fashion, we're gonna edit with a bag. And I feel like because I took a mini break, I feel like I haven't really talked about bags in a while, but this is a bag that I've had for a few weeks now, and it is the shoulder Margaux. I am a shoulder bag girl. I love to schlep things. I'm not a minimalist when it comes to what I carry, although I'll try to be when I have the smaller bags. Do I still have stickers on this? When they came out with this, I was like genius, because I've loved the Margaux for years, but I don't want to carry a ton of things and have the bag only be able to be carried by the crook of my arm. They came out with this, I knew it was going to be a hit. I called the store, they had one in stock, and I ordered it. And I thought it was crazy because I just sold my grained Margaux 10 when the B25 came in, but I was like, no, she's a shoulder bag. I can justify her. So I have a couple little charms on mine, but what I love about this compared to my Margaux 15 is that it's a big bag, but I know I can still travel and carry it around without thinking that I'm gonna like bulldoze people or like hit people with my bag. And because it's grain, it's a little bit better compared to the smooth leather. It's now also coming out in a couple of different colorways. When I got mine, they only had this option and the smooth. Smooth tends to be priced higher than the grained, so that's just something to consider. I've now seen this come out in a smooth and like a chocolate brown color. I've seen this in a tan, and I've also seen it in a suede in black. I really do love this because as soon as I started wearing her, she became like my go-to because she had the space, she can fit my camera, she fits under my arm, and I know that she's durable. I also like that they did this with a bit of a shorter bag so that it's a little bit more balanced. It reminds me of the silhouette that they did for the clutch, but I'm not a clutch girl, so I need a strap. And this is perfect for fall and winter because it can fit under your coats and your thicker sweaters, hoodies, and I feel like my bigger bags that fit on my shoulder are my favorites, hence the Jody and the Hop. I love it. It's super useful. I love how it fits under the shoulder. You have a lot of room. I don't have like a super skinny arm, but there's still a lot of space. As a shoulder bag girly, I appreciate that. But when I called about this, they had one left. and that's when I picked it up. Recommend calling and finding out if they have any inventory. I feel like they'll randomly get shipments in. That's how a lot of people have been getting their Margaux bags, because online it's a bloodbath and it's always first come, first serve. Now we're gonna go into the beauty category, and the Sephora sale is going on right now. If you want a full list of my recommendations, I have it on my blog, where I have it broken down into categories for skincare, bath, hair, makeup routine, things like that. But I want to share 2 things that were new for me this month. I'm still waiting for my order to come in because I'm trying out a couple of other things. First one is from Lancome, and it is their Butter Glow. I love it so much. This is shade 30, and I tend to be very neutral when it comes to my lip, but I really love the Butter Glow, and I got this in a PR package, and I will be repurchasing because it's very hydrating. It's got a little bit of sheen to it. If anyone else is a very neutral lip girly, come on, you check them out. I have to try on all their other ones. This was like the first one that I grabbed because it looked the most appealing to me, and I've just been sticking to it ever since. Love this. Next up is from Necessaire, and I've loved Necessaire products for years. They've always been a part of my Sephora sale roundups, but they recently came out with their Hinoki lotion, and I'm so glad that their lotions started to come in a pump, because the ones with the twist caps, I don't know, I just like hated having to do that, especially with a hand full of lotion. When they started to do the one with the pumps and they came out with all these other fragrances and scents, they sent over Hinoki, and I fell in love with it. It's so fragrant. I have it in our bedroom, in our bathroom. They have such an amazing selection of products. So I highly recommend you check out Necessaire if you haven't yet. And then last one for beauty is actually a fragrance, and it is from Bottega Veneta. And I feel like Bottega really knew that if they were coming into the market with a fragrance, it had to stand out somehow. And the bottle just speaks for itself because it is literal art. Their fragrances sit on this marble platform. It is housed in this Venetian glass inspired bottle that is so stunning. The fragrance is made from natural oils and ingredients, and they have just such a beautiful selection. It is meant to sit on top of vanity and be a display because it is so beautiful. Next, I want to talk about tech. I just have one thing to talk about for this one, and it is my Oura Ring 4. Marco got me the Oura Ring 3 a while ago, and I had it and I used it for a little bit, and then I never got used to wearing it every single day. I would mainly use it like when I was sleeping to track my sleep, but I feel like ever since I got the Oura Ring 4, I've been able to wear it almost all day, every day, because it is a slimmer profile. I've loved it for tracking my sleep and being able to, you know, actually work towards having better sleep. I like to be able to track my activity on it. You can track your cycles with it. I do think it's important to note that with Oura Ring, it is a subscription service, so you have to pay for the ring, and then there is a monthly fee, or you can pay an annual subscription. I ended up buying one for Marco as well. So I've gotten used to wearing it every single day. Marco and I check our scores in the morning. I recommend getting a sizer, even if you've had an Oura Ring in the past. The sizing is different for the 4. It feels more comfortable in the hand. It's a bit of a slimmer profile, so I think it just fits better. And that's probably why I'm able to wear it longer than the 3. The last one is home, and there's a couple of things that I want to discuss in this. So as you can see, we're currently in my cloffice, but I have the blank wall behind me because this is where my IKEA shelves used to be. Those are gone. We sold it to a friend, and now I just have the sofa here while we wait for installation day, which is going to be in a few days. I'm very excited. Past month, we have been able to do a lot of things around the house that have been on my to-do list all year long. Not traveling has given us the time to, you know, really reorganize and focus on things, not only like my space, but help with family and friends spaces as well. But for our home in particular, I'm going to try and go through this list. The first thing that we needed to do was get an electrician over because we needed some outlets installed for the cabinetry that is coming in. I also really wanted to finally mount this Noguchi pendant that I've had for months. But how our lighting was set up on our main floor is that it's all recessed lighting, and there wasn't an existing pendant light for us to attach it to. So we brought an electrician over who was able to close up one of these random lights that we had downstairs and finally get this Noguchi light mounted, and it just completed the space. It added the right amount of warmth to the home without it being too overwhelming, because I feel like the Noguchi is so light and airy, and we don't have a big space to work with. I have always had this idea for this lamp here, and I've been sitting on it for months, and you know, I finally got the recommendation for an electrician, finally got it done, and I love it so much. And I love Noguchi lamps, and I feel like once you get one, you can't stop. The first one we got was a gift from Margaux last year, and it was for our wedding anniversary. This one is now just sitting in our primary bedroom, and it's just a cute little light. It is the 1A, I believe. And then the one in the dining room, I'll have the names down below as well as the links to them. We went to the Noguchi Museum where you can see a lot of the HAIRCARE lamps, and this is a great way to see what will really work in your space. They're so beautiful, and once I got the pendant up, I ordered another table lamp and a floor lamp because there was something that was needed in our living room, and I just knew that this would be the right addition. I worried that it was like too much for the space, like I was doing like way too many paper lanterns. I really love it, and I love that this came at a time where it is now dark by like 5 p.m. I look forward to the sun going down earlier now because that's when I can have all of my mood lights up. Speaking of under cabinet lights, we also mounted ones from Amazon, and I've been bugging Marco about installing lights underneath our kitchen cabinets because I always thought that it would just really do a lot for the space. And we upgraded our kitchen appliances earlier this summer, and I was like, let's just do the lights. We did get a quote from the electrician how much it would be, but it's tedious work because we would need to go into our backsplash. And I was like, no, let's not do that. So we found Amazon ones, and I really love them. They work with a remote control. They are rechargeable. They're not hardwired in, they're rechargeable. We attach them with an adhesive, but you can remove them and just charge them. But we've had them for a few weeks now, and we haven't had to charge them up yet. But it is the perfect mood for when we're having like a movie night and we don't want to have all the kitchen lights on. So I really love these, and I will link them down below for anyone that has been wanting under cabinet lights as well. With the electrician, we were also finally able to mount our primary bedroom's TV properly. We got our electrician in here, and he installed an outlet behind the TV, and so this is how we're able to hide all of our wires and our cables. We don't have anything hanging from the TV down to the floor anymore. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I'm so glad that we finally got it done. And then we have our furniture updates. We replaced a couple of things in the living room. We replaced our rug, the accent chair, and our coffee table. It'll be 5 years this month that we've been here. And it's just been so nice to see the transformation of this home over the years. Definitely was very beige and very plain when we first moved in, but this was also the first time Marco and I were getting spaces of our own, because after college, we just stayed living at home with our parents. We never got into an apartment together. I've never lived in an apartment with a roommate before. We basically just saved up for our down payment and got the house. And we got this right before COVID. It was November 2019, because we didn't come into this house with a lot of stuff. So it's been a very slow process in terms of really making it our own. We still have other things that we want to do, but in the past 5 years, we've been able to redo the garage. We've been able to fence the property, redo our backyard, get furniture in there, landscaping. Funny now, like looking back on the past few years in this house, how much it has changed. And I just love having people over, and I love having our family and friends over for game nights, for dinners and parties. To know that people also love being in this space is a big deal. And that's how I want people to feel when they come over. With all of like the times that we've had family over and people stay over at our house too, I was like, okay, we're not doing a white rug in the living room anymore, because it was just a constant cleanup. And having dogs over, it was just a lot. I changed our coffee table to this one from Gold, and I love it so much because I don't really like to do too much matchy stuff with furniture anymore, but I've loved the fossil stone. It's made in the Philippines, and so because my desk is so special to me, I just loved it so much. I wanted this coffee table because it was a different shape, and I wanted something that helped make the space feel a little bit more organic. This coffee table paired with the rug that Rugs USA sent over in this beautiful green. It was just the perfect, moodiness that I wanted to bring into the home. I was worried it was going to be too dark because a lot of the furniture that used to be super light is now a darker shade. But I think what helped is that our paint is super light, and we're not looking to repaint because that is another task on its own. And the Noguchi lights helped with the balance of the lighter pieces. I think it's just all come together really nicely. I love being home. I love waking up and downstairs is all clean and I can have my coffee and I can work from the living room, from the dining room, from my desk. And I love being able to just enjoy the mortgage. But that is pretty much it for me. I will share more updates with the house as they happen. Thank you all so much for watching and all your love and support as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!